Hello, my loves. It is your girl, Lolo Alexis, and I am back with the Sisters Chat Room. And this week, we're going to be discussing dupes. Now, I don't know what my battle rhythm is going to be for dupes, but I always get questions about, is there an alternative fragrance to some of the niche brands that I post? And you know what? I think I need to do a due diligence because there was a time where I was not buying niche. While I knew I was a niche girly at heart, baby, my life was not conducive of affording niche. And I'm not a scent snob. I think everybody deserves to smell good at whatever price point they can afford. And sometimes you'll ask somebody what they're wearing, you'll go look it up, and you're like, oh, that is out of my price range, but I'm obsessed with the scent. So how can I get the same play for less pay? So let's get into today's video where I'm going to be discussing my favorite alternatives to one of my beloved fragrances, Soie Malaquais. Let's go. As always, guys, welcome back to the Sisters Chat Room. I am your girl, Lolo Alexis, and on my channel, we discuss everything from fragrance, fashion, fitness, and faith, but primarily fragrance because, baby, I am obsessed with the scents, okay? And if you like, love, or are just connected to my content, make sure you subscribe by hitting that subscribe button and share this with a friend. And just make sure you're tuned in. I know I left you guys hanging for a month, but baby, I'm back. And I am never leaving y'all hanging that long again, unless something drastic happens, but I'm still going to make it my due diligence to batch my content a lot better. Y'all, one thing about being a creative, especially since I'm coming back into the rhythm of things, is that you've got to make the time. And I had such a busy schedule prior to recently until Trump got in office and one of my jobs just disappeared. So now I have less on my plate. And I'm able to focus on the type of content that's really going to resonate with myself and with you guys. And so dupes are very near and dear to my heart simply because I know what it's like to want to smell good, want to smell luxurious, want to smell opulent, and want to stay within a reasonable budget because you just don't have $300 to $400 to spend on a fragrance. And I know that some of our perfumers really can't stand houses that dupe or create inspired fragrances off of some of their cult favorites. But this is my thoughts and opinions. Most of them have not lost enough money behind the dupes. I don't know any of them perfumers that are going broke, right? And number two, most of the time, people start with the dupe, but baby, when they get more money, they still want to smell the real thing. So you're still getting the coin. And so for me, I understand both. I understand that it's artistry, right? You're an artist. Like Erykah Badu said, you sensitive about your ish. However, I understand the consumer. And baby, in the times that we are living, everybody doesn't have above $200 to invest in a good niche house. So it's very sticky because I've been on both sides of the coin. But without further ado, and excuse the unpaid actors in my office because I'm a real mother. I'm a dog mom. And sometimes they just like to interrupt. Mellow, baby, we're recording. Thank you. Anyway, let's dive right into Soie Malaquais. Now, I'll be honest, I saw the girls raving about it on TikTok, and I saw a few of my favorite fairy frag mothers talk about it on YouTube. And so I started with a Dries Von Noten Discovery set because I was like, let me make sure I'm obsessed with it before I blind buy it. Let me at least get a sample or a decant. And then I was looking, and if you get the Discovery set, you get $75 off of a regular size bottle. So I was like, baby, it gets no better. Why would I not get a Discovery kit and get savings? So I got the Discovery kit, which, by the way, look at the packaging. Just, you feel wealthy when you unbox the Discovery kit. So anyway, your savings coupon comes in this carded envelope and via email as well, because you have to sign up via email to place your order, do all the tracking. And then of course, here is the Discovery kit. And I'm not gonna lie, I have some other favorites in here as well. So even though I love big girl Soie, there's a lot that I'm going to end up purchasing. And I just wanted to show the discovery kit to you guys really quickly, because I do like that they give you a substantial amount to really know if you like a fragrance. Now, the only downside is it's a dabber, and I hate dabbers. I don't know why we cannot just use a diffuser, an atomizer, something. I cannot stand a dabber, but it's not my money creating it. So if it's more cost effective to make a dabber as a sample, so be it. So anyway, got the sample, fell in love with the fragrance. Go online, baby. Soie Malaquais was sold out. And when I said sold out, for months. I had checked after a month. I checked back after a month and a half, and it was still sold out. And that's one thing I can say. Even though this is a designer fragrance house, they don't mass produce like that, because clearly to be sold out for months, and the only way I would have been able to get it was if I placed an order at like Selfridges or Harrods overseas. But even there, I had to place the 200 milliliter, and I didn't have a bottle. So I was like, maybe I could go on Macari and get a bottle and then just get this 200 milliliter and fill up my bottle. But I was just like, but I have this savings coupon and I want to use my coupon on my first purchase. So we're going to be patient. But I wasn't that patient because I went ahead and I got some dupes. So let's talk about it. First and foremost, Brown Sugar Babe has the mother oil. Now, this baby is delicious. Absolutely smells just like it, but I will say the cacao in this oil is a little bit more prominent. They've softened the rose down and they play up that blackcurrant opening, so it's a tad bit sweeter. So what I would say about the mother oil is it's going to complement Soie Malaquais very well. But if you are looking for something that smells almost close to it and you're not wanting to pay above $100, you want an oil or something to complement, then this will do the trick. I want to say this is $65. This is their 4 ounce, because their designer inspired body oils, I believe, are $65. This is stunning. It will last on you all day. And it gives a beautiful scent profile. So I started with the oil and I was layering it with a lot of my rose fragrances in my collection. But I also started layering it with the dupes. But before we get into the dupes, let's talk about the actual notes in Soie Malaquais, because I did finally get my hands on it, y'all. The bottle alone is just artwork. The bottle is beautiful. So the notes in Soie Malaquais are as follows. They're blackcurrant, bergamot, silk, rose, chestnut, and cacao. So the blackcurrant and bergamot are in the top. The silk and the rose is in the heart. And then the base notes are chestnut and cacao. Baby, this is so sultry and seductive. This is such a sultry and seductive fragrance. I never get enough of it. To me, some people consider this more of a fall winter scent. For me, I wear it all year long. And the only reason why I say that is because it has such a bright opening with that bergamot. That bergamot adds citrus notes and nuances to this to make it fresh. And then the blackcurrant has that nice fruity opening with it. So to me, it comes off very fresh, very versatile. And then of course, the silk and rose just make it really sexy and seductive. And the chestnut and cacao, which is why I think people say that this is more of a fall winter scent, deepens it, adds that depth, adds that warmth, adds that sultry, just absolutely adore it. So my first suggestion for a dupe is going to come from Dupe. This is Silk of Paris. Now, I will say currently it is sold out online because I guess the girlies got hip, all right? And they done bought it up. They done bought mama up. Now, I know the bottle is small, but this is an extrait de parfum, all right? And I will say my experience with Dupe has been very positive in terms of the staying power and the way that they smell, the quality level of their parfums. I have about 6, and I will say that Silk of Paris is a spot on dupe. The notes are the exact same. So it's the blackcurrant and the bergamot in the top. It's the silk and the rose in the heart. It's the chestnut and the cacao in the base. So this is a 1-for-1. Literally dupe. And when you go to the website, it tells you that it is a dupe. If you're looking for it and you're like, I don't want to pay the price point for Soie, then you can get Silk of Paris and you're getting a fragrance that smells 99.999% the exact same. The performance on it is incredible. Now, again, you don't need a lot of sprays because it's an extrait de parfum. And when you mix it with the mother oil, baby, it's going to last you 500 business days. Very beautiful, very delectable, not gonna lie, a one-for-one dupe. However, my favorite for Soie Malaquais, and it's a favorite because it's a little bit different. It is not the exact same as Soie. It gives something a little bit more decadent, and that is Lattafa's Peace and Love from their Pride collection. So the Pride collection is their elevated collection of scents. This is more like their extraits. This is like their Privé line, and Peace and Love is chef's kiss to me. Now, the notes are actually different. This one I would be considering it more of an inspired fragrance by Soie Malaquais and not an actual dupe because they've remastered the formulation. So the top notes in Peace and Love are almond, blackcurrant, and bergamot. So instead of just leaving it the blackcurrant and bergamot, they added some nuttiness up top and some sweetness because the almond comes off like an amaretto, like a nice little liqueured sweetness that really plays nicely with that blackcurrant with a spritz of the bergamot for citrus. The heart is two types of roses. You get tuberose, which gives you that bubble gummy, sweet, fluffy center, and you get rose. And in the base, you get sandalwood, vanilla, and heliotrope. So this is going to dry down very powdery, very vanillic, very smooth and creamy. So this is giving more of a nutty, almond, bubblegummy, delectable interpretation of Soie Malaquais. To me, the only similarities, honestly, are the opening because the rest of the fragrance performs in its own lane. This one is giving you vanilla. This one is giving you a little nuttiness. This is giving you bubblegummy tuberose, and it's giving you that powdery softness from heliotrope, which adds a little bit more vanilla as well to the base. And of course, we know what sandalwood does. Obviously, it helps with the longevity, but it adds a smooth creaminess, especially when paired next to a vanilla. So it, in my opinion, just smells sweeter. It just has a little bit more oomph. Now they layer together well. This one is not going to be as rose forward, and obviously it doesn't have cacao, so it doesn't have that raw, bitter, unrefined cocoa chocolate scent profile to it. But it does give you that amaretto. It does give you an interpretation that I think that you would thoroughly enjoy if you're not willing to spend the price point for Soie Malaquais. And if cacao or hazelnut doesn't appeal to you, then Peace and Love gives you something that's around the corner, but not in the house. This is like a neighbor. This is not a sibling. This is not a wife or a husband. This is a neighbor. It's not even a cousin to me, though it smells similar because of the opening, right? Now, Peace and Love, I believe, is around $50. And so obviously Soie Malaquais is well above $200. So if you're not willing to pay well above $200 or $300, then this is a great alternative. And then I don't think I discussed how much Dua is. Now I want to say the Dua brand may run maybe around $65. I think it's actually more expensive than Lattafa, but Dua's always doing sales. They love doing these 33% off sales. So when this is in stock, you can catch it on sale, or you can go on Mercari because a lot of people put the Duas on Mercari. And if you're part of any scent groups on Facebook or anywhere, people are always willing to trade or decant and or just sell their fragrances outright. And you can catch Dua on there. I always see Dua. And it's not because they smell bad. I think it's just that people end up buying the real thing and they're like, I can offload or declutter this particular one. So even though it's $65, you can definitely catch it for around $35, $45 when they're doing a good sale. So I hope this video has given you some insight. I hope that this helps you make a decision about our beloved Soie Malaquais, all right? But hey, If you want the niche, baby, go after the niche. She's beautiful. She's beast mode. She's gorgeous. I'm so glad to have her in my collection. I'm actually glad to have all three because honestly and truthfully, I can use big girl less and still get away with the same scent profile whenever. For work, I can just put on my dupes with my oil. And then when it's time to take that man's soul, I can put on the big mama. You know what I mean? And that's another reason why I think dupes are worth it. Sometimes you just don't want to wear your expensive stuff. Sometimes you want to savor it and let it at least last 2 years, especially if you spent a lot of money on it. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. But by any means, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And until next time, lovelies, ta-ta.